against the garbage apartheid. Yes, that's what we've been calling it. The garbage apartheid, not just in the capital but across the country. But talking about the capital here, the Swachh Bharat survey by the Urban Development Ministry has confirmed NewsX reportage. It's official now, with the MDMC area or the Lutyens Delhi being the cleanest with a rank of 16 among the 427 cities surveyed. But the worrisome bit in this information here being that the rest of Delhi, where you and I live, it ranks at an embarrassing 397. Cleaner, swanky Delhi for the politicians, but a dirty capital for the rest of us.
The contrast could not have been more stark. While the streets administered by the New Delhi Municipal Corporation, that is the NDMC, are spick and span, it's the areas where the MCD is there, which is supposed to ensure that the roads are clean. It's those roads where one can easily find garbage, filth lying around. These areas can become the potential hotbed of diseases like plague. There are several people in the areas which have been claiming that the people who are supposed to ensure that the streets are clean, that the garbage does not lie around, they have not been doing their work properly, and the MCD has been shirking its responsibility.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan amidst much pomp and splendor. Just a few months down the line, though, there is a clear indication of the fact that the message has not percolated down to the bottom. Rankings have been put out across various cities of India, and here in the national capital itself, you can see that this is the NDMC area, Lutyens Delhi, the creamy layer, the who's who of Delhi stay here, and it's spick and span. The spotlessness of this area is evident of the fact that this is housed and area are the topmost of the hierarchy, the bureaucracy over here, and the political class of New Delhi. But as far as the Municipal Corporation of Delhi is concerned, that ranks 398 in those rankings of over 400 cities that have been ranked in this particular survey. NDMC ranks 16. There is that kind of a vast difference in the rankings, which clearly shows that the creamy layer, the netas, get the best of hygiene, best of cleanliness, but when it comes to the regular citizens of the national capital itself, there is much left to be desired. With camera person Shakil, Polami Saha in Delhi for NewsX.
Let's get in more details. Our team of correspondents across Delhi. We have Supriya Bharadwaj, of course, being there at Lutyens Zone. We have Devankur, our colleague, our correspondent at Timarpur. First to you, Dev. The statistics here revealing the nature of disparity. If you have Lutyens Zone ranking at 16, the rest of the capital at 397. So that's the startling disparity in this as well.
Well, absolutely, the disparity, the discrimination does not go amiss on anyone. The people who stay in this area, Timarpur area where I am right now, have been lamenting the fact that there has been this vast amount of discrimination against them. The civic authorities do not visit out here. The Safai Karamcharis, who are supposed to ensure that the roads are clean, that the garbage gets picked up, have been lamenting the fact that there has been this vast amount of discrimination against them. The civic authorities do not visit out here. The Safai Karamcharis, who are supposed to ensure that the roads are clean, that the garbage gets picked up regularly, does not happen. As you can see, there is a huge pile of garbage behind me, Seher, and this has been lying around. Now remember that diseases like plague, like malaria can happen in these kind of areas, and then they can spread to the rest of the Delhi also. So even if right now the apathy is clearly visible in those areas which are administered by the Municipal Corporation of Delhi. But remember that if an epidemic breaks out, like a plague or a malaria breaks out, then even the rest of the so-called elite Delhi, the posh Delhi areas like the Lutyens Zone,
and also with this being the monsoon season, the spirit of that epidemic, of course, being all the more worrisome. Stay with us, Ankur. Getting in a view here from the Congress, Dr. Kiran Walia with us over the phone line. Thanks for being with us, Dr. Walia. In your view, what's the solution to this? This, of course, is something that we've been reporting at NewsX for the past many months. We're calling it garbage apartheid, and it's being proven by these figures, by these listings as well.
Well, I think garbage apartheid is a good nomenclature that you're giving to it. But frankly, I'm not surprised, because all of us know, living in Delhi, that if anything that is an eyesore or which promotes disease or is causing pollution is the way, because of the garbage, is the way the MCD acts, the way MCD neglects. Now they know where to turn a blind eye. They know where to promote. Their attention and concentration is only and only on making money. And when a building is being made, how to get hold of, somebody expects money. And that also, there is no method in madness, because the buildings that they gloss over have often collapsed, fallen on people, causing huge damage and loss of human lives. So this is one aspect. Disease is another aspect. I happen to have been running the Health Ministry and Delhi government. They fudge the figures of dengue. They fudge the figures of swine flu. They are good at fudging figures, but they don't attend. And at that time, I remember very well that those who were supposed to be dealing with, the disease,
right,
they were collecting property tax. So therefore, it's not their attention, and therefore, by the Swachh Bharat campaign, I would like to say, I'm not making a political statement, but there is no denying the fact that the Prime Minister must appreciate that Delhi is a seat of the government, where government has, where you have all the embassies, where you have the Supreme Court of
That's
India.
right. But please stay with us. While you're saying you're not making it political, in the same breath it is sounding political. I'm sorry to say that, Dr. Walia, but please stay with us. There's a viewer we have with us from Bangalore. Girish, please go ahead.
Hello, my name is Girish, and I'm an industrial pollution control student from NIT Surathkal.
Okay.
And I just want to tell you that the cleanliness entirely depends upon the individuals. Unless the wet waste and the dry waste is not separated, how come the municipalities, how come they play a major role in cleaning process? If the individuals itself, they are the one who are responsible for this. So until unless we teach the people that these things are must.
No, that point does make some sense, Girish, but this is garbage houses that we are looking at, where garbage continues to remain not being cleaned up. It's not exactly the streets here, but garbage houses that need to be cleaned up, where garbage here is collected. So clearly you have the municipal worker not working, not doing their job, not paying attention to the areas where you don't have politicians or you don't have VVIPs there staying. That being the first caller in this segment, a very quick reminder, we're taking in your calls, inviting your views on this, on what you feel about this discrimination as far as cleanup of garbage is concerned. Supriya Bhardwaj, who's at the Lutyens zone there, of course, a question of pride at one level, Supriya, when you have Lutyens zone ranking 16 with the listings there, the ratings that have been out by the Urban Development Ministry. But it's a shame, it's an absolute shame as far as the rest of the Delhi is concerned.
Well, sir, as far as the Lutyens Delhi is concerned, where we are at the moment, this is KG Marg near India Gate, where it is being kept as spick and span, what we can say the area is. However, as far as the other parts of the Delhi are concerned, we know what the story is. The numbers are also speaking about it. NewsX has been carrying out a great campaign about the same thing. One thing which I would like to point towards, apart from this thing, that the opposition parties are now hitting at the central government, especially on the issue of the Swachh Bharat. They have been saying that the packaging was done of this UPS scheme in a very well fashioned, it was renamed. However, when it comes to the implementation and delivery of the promises, as usual, the government has failed.
Nothing's showing on ground. The Swachh Bharat mission really not reflecting on ground. Please hold that thought, Supriya. We have our caller, Shankar Chatterjee from Hyderabad.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, please go ahead.
Good afternoon. Actually, recently I am coming from Varanasi. I observed that near Baruna River, lot of dirt, lot of garbage, and it's very unhealthy signs. So I suggest there should be the staff should be recruited, and the staff should also be provided with the health facilities, so that with mask, with their shoe, boot, etc., they should not also suffer. Because if they get infection, other people will be infected. And there should be the local areas, some subcommittees should be formed to monitoring the activities, so that there should not be garbage. People are putting garbage. I have seen in the many Indian cities, they put the garbage on the roadside here and there.
Right.
So some monitoring committee should be formed, and persons should be well equipped with the mask, etc., so that they should not, the cleaners should not suffer. Thank you.
Well, thanks. Thanks a lot for sharing your views there. Of course, interesting point there, noticing garbage dumps there in Varanasi there is what you've stated. The reason why we're discussing this, it's because of the discrimination, the shocking disparity here. When you have Lutyens Delhi ranking at 16, the rest of Delhi there ranks at 397 as far as the dirtiest cities in the world there is concerned. Faiz from Bengaluru, go ahead. Request our viewers to reconnect with us on that while we're discussing this with experts, with politicians. Dave, as far as ugly politics that comes into this, we've seen that face-off between the Delhi government and the centre as far as the salaries of the NDMC workers there is concerned, in which once again, of course, the victims of this, of course, being the people of Delhi.
Well, absolutely, Seher. It's the people, the common man, the regular guy on the street who has to suffer because of this discrimination. Remember that the civic authorities believe that they are accountable when it comes to the Lutyens zone, the areas that whenever you visit those areas, they are generally spick and span. There are proper street lighting. The garbage gets picked up regularly, but it's the area outside the purview of the NDMC that really gets hit hard, because you can visit these areas and garbage, you can easily find garbage lying around, mosquitoes flying out there. Even the fact that there are several areas where garbage, I've been told, not been picked up for as long as a month. So there are several areas which have faced the brunt of this indiscrimination. The fact that the civic authorities do not come out there regularly. The garbage does not get picked up, and whenever
one can only imagine
those complaints,
the garbage rotting in the monsoon season there as well. Absolutely shocking. Our next caller from Srinagar, Mohammed Salim, go ahead.
Well, ma'am, this is how our netas deceive the people, the poor people. Or where is Swachh Bharat these days now? Where is Swachh Bharat? Mr. Modi had promised that we will make the Bharat Swachh Bharat. Where is the Swachh Bharat now? What is he doing?
It is the Swachh Bharat mission now which is being questioned in this discrimination, in the face of this discrimination. Appreciate our viewers calling us, and thanks to our correspondents for those inputs there.